Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. Today we will learn about sum of product, that is SOP, and product of sum, that is POS. So now we will see what is sum of product, that is simply SOP. Here I am writing this is SOP, and product of sum means this is POS. Okay. So in case of sum of product, it means when in a digital circuit, when the output is in the high condition, when the output is high, then that is called, or the on state, or this is 1, then this is called the sum of product. And in case of when we are calculating POS, then here we have to check in the digital circuit when the circuit is at low condition or the output is 0. Okay. So let us consider some example. So in case of sum of product, that is SOP, suppose my input is 5 and output will be equal to 5 means something in the on state. So we will say that is in the high state, that is 1, or this 5 in the digital circuit, this is 5 means this is your 101, 5 means 101. I think you can calculate this how this 5 comes 101, that is 1 means this is your 2 power 0 plus this 0 means 2 power 1 and this 1 means 2 power 2. So this will becomes, so this is 1 into 2 power 1, sorry 2 power 2, this will be 0 into 2 power 1 and this will be 2 power 0 into 1. So this term goes to 0, since 0 into 2 power 1, this term goes to 0. This will be 2 power 0, this is 1 into 1, this will be 1 plus this is 0 plus this term is 2 power 2 is your 4, 4 into 1 is 4. So this 4 plus 1 equal to 5. So this is the binary conversion. So we can convert 5 to 101. It means that when the input is 5, or we can say that it is 101, then this output is high. High means when there is some input and we are getting the output that is as 1, this is in the form of SOP. Okay, or we can say that this 101 in the SOP form we can write it as this 1 as A, suppose A terminal, this 0 is B bar, and for this one we have to write C. If there are 3 input, that is A, B and C, then for 1 this is A, for 0 we have to write B bar, and for 1 we have to write again C. Simply, or we can say that for other example, suppose this is 1001 and for this case suppose this is output is 1. Here also we can say that this is A terminal, B terminal, C terminal and D terminal. So for this, for 1 this is A, for B terminal this will be B bar, for C terminal this will be C bar, and for D terminal this will be simply D. Now let us say some example, let us consider some example about product over sum. So this product of sum, that is suppose for example we will write same, this input is, suppose I am again considering this input is 5, or we can say that for this input 5 our output is, we are getting some output that is 0. So here 0 represents the product of sum. For product of sum we are considering the output to be 0. So we can write this input 5 as 101, so that this will be output is 0 for this case. Here for 101, if there are 3 terminal, that is A, B and C, here I have to write for this 101 in the product of sum form, that will be this, for this A1 I have to write A bar, and for 0 I have to write simply B, and for this 1 I have to write C bar, and this is the product of sum. So we have to simply take the addition of this 3 term. Okay. So you can see the difference between this SOP and POS. In case of SOP we are taking the sum of the product, later we will discuss in further detail. So here simply you have to just recall that in case of SOP you are considering the output to be 1, so that here simply for 1 we are taking simply A, and for 0 this will be bar, and for 1 simply you have to write this as A or C whatever. But in case of POS, you have to write for when the input or output this is 1, for one case you have to simply put the bar over that terminal, and for 0 you have to simply write it as B. Okay. B or whatever may be the terminal, so you have to simply write it as same without any bar. So, let us take some example. Suppose the question is you have to minimize the expression, So, in this case of SOP, the question is, suppose so here A is 0, for A 0 B 0 output is 1, for A 0 B 1 output is 0, for A 1 B 0 output is 1, and for A 1 B 1 the output is 1. So, this is the question, and we have to calculate, we have to minimize this expression by using SOP. So, first of all you must recall that for SOP our output should be we have to take 1, output is 1. So, this will be my output, and we have to ignore 0. So, these are my output. Then the next condition is that for 0 we have to take the bar, and for 1 we will not consider the bar. This much we need to recall and nothing more. So, you can see that here we are taking the sum of the product. So, first of all let us take the product. So, for this output 1 we will take A 0 B 0, that is why here it will be A bar and B bar, where we have to only take the first the product, then we will add. Then for this third term, or this is my second term actually, 0 1 2 second term. So, this will be 1 A 1 B 0. So, for 1 we have to write simply A, and for B 0 we have to write B bar, and again for this term we have to write, for A this will be A, and for B since it is 1, so we have to write B. Now, simply we have to add these 3. So, this will be equal to A bar B bar plus A B bar plus AB. You have to recall that this is your SOP. SOP means you have to take the product first, that after you have to add. This is the sum over product, sum of the product, okay, sum of the product. So, you have to first take the product of the terminals, either it may be 2, 3, 4 whatever, you have to first take the product of the terminals, input terminals, then that after you have to add this terminal. Then this will be equal to, if you will solve this, this will be equal to taking B bar common. So, here it will be A bar plus A, and the last term remain as it is, that will be AB. A bar plus A, this will gives to 1, because if 1 will be 0, other will be 1. So, this will be 0 plus some 1 equal to 1. So, this will be equal to B bar plus AB. If you could remember, in the previous class we have just discussed, if this is in the form of 1 plus 2 into 3, then this will be equal to B bar, this is 1 plus 2, that is A, this is B bar plus A, this is 1 plus 2 whole into 1 plus 3, this will be B bar plus B. So, here you can see that B bar plus B, it will gives to the 1, and that will be equal to, the total result will be B bar plus A, or this is equal to A plus B bar, we can write. This will be equal to A plus B bar. So, our final output is, after calculating, so this is my final expression, that is A plus B bar. Similarly, in this question, if the question is like you have to minimize the expression by using POS, if you are going to calculate, we are going to calculate here the POS form. So, let me erase this. So, first of all let me write for POS term, our output we will take output to be 0, output to be 0, it means that here for 0 terminal we have to consider there will be no bar, and for 1 we will give the bar sign. Okay, this much you need to remember. Now you can see that here for this question again, when this output is 0, when this output terminal is 0, for this condition we have to take the output, that is y will be equal to here for the POS, here we are calculating for POS, that will be equal to, you can see for POS this will be A is 0, A 0 means we have to consider no bar, that will be A simply, and for B this is 1, so we have to consider B bar, but here this is the product over sum, so simply I have to give the summation sign. Then if there will be more than one term, then we have to simply multiply with that number. Okay, we have to multiply with that term. Now in this case you can see there are 3 terms for SOP and there is only one term for POS. Okay, for SOP term we will write, for SOP term, suppose this is my, I am writing for 2 terminal, that is A and B. So I have to write, this is suppose function of AB. So for SOP we will write, this is the sum over product. So we have to write sum over, this is the minimum term, that is minimum term of what I will show you. This is for SOP, and for POS I will write, this will be the function of AB and this will be equal to product over, this is the maximum term, and I will show in example. Here in this case you can see that in this terminal this is suppose 0, for this is 1, for this is 2, and for this case this is 3. So there are 4 cases, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. You can see that for SOP we will get for 0, 2 and 3 case. So here for SOP you have to write 0, 2 and 3. So you have to take the summation over this 0 plus 2 plus third term. You can see that here we have just calculated A bar B bar plus AB bar plus AB. So this is the sum over product, and similarly for POS we have to consider only this term for 1. So here this only term is 1. So the product over M will be, this is 1. Here since it is only one term is present, so here no need to take the product. So this is simply the maximum term is 1. So this small m means this is the minimum term, and that is your 1, and here this capital M represents the maximum term, that is 1, maximum term that is equal to 1. Sorry, this is maximum term equal to 0 here. In case of POS the output must be 0, and in case of SOP the output must be 1. So that is why in case of SOP we are taking the minimum term, that is called the 1, and in case of POS we are considering the maximum term or the output to be 0. Here also you can see that in the previous step we have just calculated for YSOP, this is also equal to A plus B bar, and also here in case of YPOS we have also calculated the same result, that is A plus B bar. So what we have discussed, that each term taken from the truth table for the implementation of SOP, this is called the minimum term, and this minimum term it must include every variable, and minimum term has dot in between them. Okay. And in case of POS, the truth table for the implementation of the POS expression, it is called the maximum term, and this maximum term has positive sign in between them, and it include every variables. Okay. Simply sum over product means you have to take the product, that after you have to add this term, and in case of POS you have to first take the summation, and that after you have to multiply. So this is actually the case. And one more thing is that when you are calculating the output and it is in the normal form means it contains all these three terminals we can say, or without any reducing number of variables, or we have not minimized the expression, in that case that expression is called, this is in the canonical form, we can say that the original form, that is the original output that we will get, that is called the canonical form or the canonical expression for that output. But when we will minimize the expression, that is not in the canonical form. Okay. Now let us see the same example so that it could be better to understand. So you can see that here there are two terminals, that is A and B, this is the input terminal and Y is the output terminal. So here you can just, this is a trick you can say, since there are two variables, we can say this will be 2 power 2, that is equal to, there are 4 possible conditions. When there will 2 means this is the for your A comma B, this is for your, there are two terminals, that is A and B. Similarly when there will be 3 terminals, that will be A comma B comma C, then for that this will be equal to 8. So you will get for 8 conditions, you will get for 8 conditions. Now you can see here, so for the first case this is for your 0, it means 2 power 0, and this is for 1 means 2 power 1, this is for 2 power 2, and this is suppose this second case, and this is your third case. This is 0, 1, 2, 3 simply. Okay. Here you can see that in case of, while we are calculating for SOP, we have considered the output to be 1, or simply we have considered, this is for SOP, we have considered the minimum term. SOP we have considered the minimum term, this is called minimum term. So this minimum term is equal to, we have to write, since this is the sum over product, you have to simply put the summation sign, small m, this is for your minimum term small m, and the values are for 0, 2 and 3. So this will be 0, 2 and 3. And similarly for POS, we have called here, this is the maximum term, we have considered, and this is symbolized by product over, this pi symbol means this is the product over, capital M represents for the maximum term of, here this only one term present, that is for your, this is for your 1, this is for your 1 term. So this is 1. Okay. You should remember that always SOP is equal to POS. The output value of SOP, it should be equal to POS. And one more thing is that here you can see that since there are two terminals, so we know the 4 outputs are possible, or there are 4 possible conditions you can know. So here the SOP contains 3 terms, that is 0, 2 and 3. So definitely if you will minus this 4 minus 3, then definitely you will get only one term, that is the maximum term, or you can say that this is your POS term, or you can see that here one term is absent, simply you can write that this one is represents the POS term. So let us take another example. Here it is given that you have to minimize this expression. So here I have to write Y SOP and Y POS. So first of all write Y SOP term. So you know you have to write for only the, when output is high, here you can see that for this case and for this case. Here you have to just write for A, this is 0, so this will be A bar, and B is 1, so you have to write B, and for C it is also 1, so simply C, it is A bar B into C. This is the product over sum you have to write, so this will be sum, and again this term also available, so this will be for A it is 1, so you have to write A, and for B it is also 1, you have to write again B, and for C it is 0, that is why this will be C bar. So this is in the form of sum over product, this is sum over product output, and this is in the canonical form. If you want to minimize this expression, then you can take the common B, and this will be equal to A bar C plus A C bar. This is the minimized expression, but this is the canonical form. Now you have to write Y POS, product over sum. You can see that for the case when the output is 0, we have to write POS form. So, let us take this first case 0 0 0, it means you have to write A, when this is 0 you have to consider without any bar. So, this will be A plus B plus C, because all are your 0. Then for this term you have to write, this will be again A plus B, and for this C, this is 1 means you have to write C bar. Here we are writing for POS. So, here I am giving the product over sum. I will take for the first input, I have to write it in the addition form or in the summation form. Then I have to multiply this when we have to write the second term with the summation sign. Then next come the third term, this will be 0 1 0. So, for 0 I have to write A, and for B this is 1. So, we will write B bar, and for C this is 0, we have to write plus C whole into. So, now this term 1 0 0, for 1 0 0 this will be again multiplied by 1 means A bar, 0 means B, and again 0 means this is C. Now, again we will consider about this term 1 0 1. So, this will be again the multiplication of 1 means A bar, again plus 0 means B, plus 1 means again C bar. Okay. Now, the last term remain, here I have to write for this will be into again A bar plus B bar, all are 1, that is why you have to give the bar sign here. So, A bar plus B bar plus C bar. So, this is the canonical representation of Y POS, and this you have already calculated for Y SOP in the minimized form, and also we have calculated for the canonical term. Here we have considered there are only 3 terminals. Since there are 3 terminals, so there are 2 power 3, that is equal to total 8 possibilities. So, for 8 possibility you can check, this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8, there are 8 possible conditions, and from that you can see that for SOP there are 2 terms are available, these are 2 terms. So, other remaining 6 term will definitely be in the POS. You can count, this is 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. If it is been asked that if there are 3 terminals and in SOP it contains 2 terms, then definitely you have to answer there will be total number of terms 8 minus 2. So, that will be equal to 6. This is the POS term. Okay. If the question is like what are the minimum terms and what are the maximum terms, so in that case what you will write? So, let us see for the minimum term and maximum term what you will write. So, for minimum term, first let me write, for minimum term this is equal to sum over the minimum term. Here for we have calculated for, if you can remember, for the term 1 we have calculated 0 1 1 means this is for 0 1 0 1, this is 2, and this is the third term. So, this will be 3 comma 4 fifth, and this term is 6th. So, this is 3 comma 6. Similarly, you no need to calculate for the maximum term, that is for your POS term. Maximum term means for your POS you have to simply calculate, you have to simply write this is the product over capital M, this is the maximum term. Here you can see the absent terms, that will be starting from 0 0 1 2, since here 3 is present, do not write it, then that will be 4 5, here 6 term is present. So, this must term are, that is 0 1 2 4 5, this is 5 term, and also the 7, there are 6 terms 0 1 2 4 5 7, there are 7 terms, sorry, there are 6 terms in the POS form and there are 2 terms in the SOP form. So, the total number of terms are 8. So, there are 8 number of terms since we are starting from 0. So, this will be 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. Okay. This is all for today. Thank you.